Hey there guys, it's Charjr Ryuki. It's a little dark. Just a little bit. But I think I'm doing this on purpose because I'm going to talk about something that happened recently. And why it's so dark and I'm not turning the light on behind me is because my eyes are very bloodshot. Bad. They're actually not as bad as they were last weekend, but bad enough. Well, I talked about it when I was recording Monday for about an hour on the other game that I have. I didn't actually mention the name of the game, but you guys will see it soon enough because just like Darksiders, I'm jumping right into it and I have no clue how to play it. So you might see me mess up a couple times or die, or why go one thing when I should have went the other, which is more me than the other. But anyway, what happened? I was off doing stuff on Saturday and I couldn't really get any recording done, so I was outside most of the time. We're doing stuff inside, and I got asked by my dad to help him mow a big old lot and the cottages where all these apartment buildings are. And so I go down there and I help him. Sunglasses, jam into my list of what is it? I don't even know how many songs I have on my iPhone right now. I really don't. But I bet I have more than 100 or 200 on there. Well, damn, that ruins that surprise. Give me 1 second. I need to go get what I dropped. Okay, back up. I bumped the camera. Crap. What happened was after I got done helping him, and the wind was blowing pretty good, and I found out that my dad had sprayed that very same place like a week or two before. Really didn't get any rain, but you know the chemicals to kill all the weeds should have soaked in the ground enough that I shouldn't have that much of a problem. Well, after I came back with a couple drinks and I got myself some food, I went home, took care of Kira, and ate. I was tired, so I passed out in the chair. About an hour and a half, 2 hours later, where I thought about recording, but yet I didn't record. My left eye felt a little heavy. It felt like I had something in it. And so I, got wash rag, cold water, clean, get whatever that was in my eye out. But something happened, and it could have been when I was washing my eye, getting whatever that was in it out. I might have scratched it or done something, or scratched the eyeball with the wash rag, but the feeling never went away. I noticed that from here to the pupil of my left eye, I had like almost a solid red, and it wouldn't stop watering. It was like constantly just dripping. And so I just, kept on cold water and wash rag. And then in the middle of the night, I woke up really uncomfortable. And I noticed that I really couldn't open my left eye. So I go to the mirror on my bathroom door, and I turned the light on and I look in the mirror and it looked like I got punched in the face by a boxer with a boxing glove. You know how Rocky looked when he got hit in the face several times? Where his whole entire eye around this area swelled up? That's how I looked. And I've been in a lot of fights, but I've never been cut, as far as I remember. I've never had, as far as I remember, a black eye, or I never had any swelling around any of my eyes or around here on my face or wherever. I never had that, and I've been in a lot of fights. And maybe I did in the past, because apparently when I was a kid at another school, I nearly lost an eyeball, I guess, according to my dad. But that's a story for another time. My eye was almost solid red, my left eye, and it wouldn't stop leaking. It was like fluid kept on, it was like tears or whatever, just kept on leaking from my eye, and it was bad. So it was like, okay, what happened to my eye? Or what did I do with it? What did I do? Did I all of a sudden have a nightmare and I don't remember it and I punched myself in the face? What did I do? And so I just went and got an ice pack or whatever and, you know, wrapped it in a cold wash rag and I put it on my face and I held it there while I tried to sleep. Until that side of my face went numb and then I took it off. But when I woke up, that the swelling went down, which is a good thing, at least enough, to where you no longer could really see it unless you got up close. And my eye was still pretty red, and it was bad. I mean, I don't feel, I was like, I have a high pain tolerance. It's supposed to hurt. I didn't feel any pain. Weird, I know. And I was like, I mean, when I woke up, I could barely see out of this eye, my right eye. It was all blurry. But this eye, I couldn't even open it. It was sealed shut. That fluid or whatever had dried up and sealed my eyelid shut. So I had to go like this, gently, little by little, until I could open my eye. And then I got up, got a wash rag, whatever, dabbed it, cleaned it, got all that stuff out of it, and that white crusty stuff or whatever out of it. I know that's a little disgusting, but... And eventually it's like I have my grandma on my dad's side. She used to be a nurse. Because at first I thought it was pink eye. It kind of looked like pink eye. So I went to my grandma and I told her about it. I told her what happened the day before. And she actually thought it was pink eye. She gave me antibiotics and some other stuff. And she even dabbed some of the antibiotics in my eye. Gave me a couple drops. But, and when my parents seen it, and they're like, emergency room! And the emergency room is actually kind of a joke. It comes as a joke in my house. Shut up, phone. Whether you get cut, whether it's deep enough for stitches, or something of that nature, basically. He's like, do you need to go to the emergency room? Me, I'd say no. If it was just a cut, I'd say no. Especially at work, I'd say no. and then I get a lot of crap for it. But I was like, yeah, I kind of figured that was coming up. I should have went down there in the middle of the night anyway, but I probably wouldn't have been able to see all that well because I'll be down one eye. So went down there, answered some questions. I don't think I had to fill any paperwork out, but I had to sit there and have them look at my eye, and like, I have a high pain tolerance. It takes a lot for anything for me to say that it actually hurts. And you won't see me react until like a doctor or someone would actually mess with it. That's when I would react, because that's when it will bother me. It won't bother me otherwise. And those two women were like, I can see that abscess or whatever. I don't know if that's an ulcer or I can see that your eye's inflamed and it's infected. I don't know. I really don't. You know what? Give me a minute. She leaves the room. And I'm dabbing my eye because there's stuff leaking out of it. And I got like a box of Kleenexes on my lap. So I'm like dabbing my eye like this, lightly. And she comes back in. It's like, I'm going to make a couple of phone calls. I'm going to have eye specialist, an eye doctor come in. See if I could get one to come in and take a look at your eye. I mean, because if it was pink eye, I would have treated you right here, right now, and then had you come back 24, 48 hours. But I just want to make sure. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Got to make sure. I ain't going to argue. So I sat there for probably, in total, probably 15 to 45 minutes. 15 minutes in the start, 30 more minutes later, and eventually an elderly gentleman shows up, probably between 60, like 65, somewhere around there, like 65 years old. He's been an eye doctor for like 40 years or so, and he seems to know his stuff. And he comes in, he takes a look, and he tells me to open my eye the best I could. He turns around, washes his hands, comes back, takes a look at it again, looks at me, asks me, I told him the same story. He goes, I can see why you say it might be pink eye, but it's not pink eye. I can see that you have like an abscess, like that little like pus blister or whatever the heck it is on the corner. It's like, yeah, it's not an ulcer or anything. Yeah, I can see you got like a black spot on your eye. And it's like, and then he takes me to another room where they can have it like an eye thing, like they can see. And he puts more of that clear yellow whatever the heck stuff in my eye, which is actually the most irritating part. And because you literally leak nothing but yellow orange stuff. It's disgusting. I was like, it was driving me nuts. And he goes, no, you don't have pink eye or anything like that. You have a corneal abrasion. A corneal abrasion. Like I had when I was, whatever I had in my eye was caused the inflammation, like like there was chemicals on it. So what if a piece of grass or dust or whatever got in my eye when the wind was blowing? I didn't notice it until 2 hours later, before I actually did something about it. But it was already too late and was causing inflammation, which should be hurting and should have bothered me, but I didn't feel any pain. Yeah, it was kind of irritating. I couldn't really see out of my left eye, but and he told me to, he asked me if I really needed to go to work, and I was like, yeah, I really need to go to work. And he goes, well, I would appreciate it if you'd come to my office the next morning instead of going to work, because he asked me where I work. He's like, yeah, it's a dirty place. Why don't you come to my office so I could take a look at your eye? Don't do anything. If you need to do anything, take a bag of ice, like a sandwich bag of ice, or Ziploc bag of ice, wrap it in a towel, put that on your eye, and a cold wash rag to dab it, try and keep some moisture there so it's not so dry. But otherwise, don't mess with it. So I did what he told me to do, but in the middle of the night, I had to get up and pretty much wash my face or whatever, because some of the liquid or fluid or whatever that was leaking out of my left eye had gotten into my right eye. So my right eye is irritated and is all red. Not as bad, it doesn't have the same problem that my left eye did, but it's still, is messed up. And yeah, I was having a fun weekend, like I'm having a fun week dealing with this. And I'm spending like almost 17 minutes talking about it. But yeah, he gave me some eye drops that are actually working, but the thing is, they cost $100 for a bottle that's like this. This is $100. I guess you could say it's $100 well spent because it's working. Problem though, it's not meant to moisturize your eyes, so it dries your eyes out. But the thing is, it's working. So I was like, okay, I spent $100 on something that's actually worth it. And it's actually storming outside right now. We're in a tornado watch. But yeah, I was having a lot of fun. Here's something else that's fun. That was terrible. Maybe I should get my other hand off of the damn thing. I can't play it with the damn either because my left hand don't turn. Actually, both hands don't turn, but I don't care. Yeah, I got a guitar. We can see it. I can't play it with a damn, but for years I wanted to get a guitar after I messed with my cousin's guitar years ago. I had a song, Every Heart or Dearest from the Inuyasha anime in my head to where literally I would sit there and play the first notes of it. I can't do it anymore, but if my hands were able to turn, I could probably play this a little better, but if I wanted to play like a normal person, or at least figure out how to do it, I'd have to hold it up here, because this hand don't turn. So yeah, I'm gonna be, I might mess with the guitar a little bit every now and then. So at least a little sunshine to brighten up this messy night, I guess, because of my my story with what I'm dealing with right now. But just so you guys know, shout outs are coming back. So I'm gonna get back to work. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm healing up. I got a guitar to brighten my day up, my night up a little bit. I am Charjr Ryuki. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.